Arenya Mi salon umandem Mi compi umandem
Completion. My government also believes that beyond enrollment, we should retain
both old and recent laws of Sierra Leone provides for longer jail term sentence for persons found guilty of inflicting bodily harm and torture on another, like that of the female genital mutilation, the principal activity of a rite of passage for young women called the Bondo Society. The 2007 enacted Child Rights Act of Sierra Leone says persons less than 18 years cannot give consent, and therefore it is a crime to initiate a young girl into the Bondo Society. In a village called Matite in northern Sierra Leone, the police are currently investigating an alleged murder case. The case involves a 10-year-old girl whom, according to reports, died while she was forcefully initiated into the Bondo Society. Unfortunately, no one in the town could comment nor give an eyewitness account on the issue. This is because in Sierra Leone, the issue of female circumcision is not discussed publicly.
Bondo na society when a respectable society for women them. Now they make a secret society. They're not for lick and man them. Now make them say society, na respectable society, and we meet that society there, and all people them system. They're not for talking openly, pan ground them, because na respectable. Any woman safe, woman who don't join society for say it is map no more pan public, so it is talking impossible.
Time what to tala, you're no Peter. If you benefit sai a feeling as that by Kamato at 101 or ye on a engineer or it's a Talica engineer, say Kamato one go.
Irrespective of the limitations the campaign against female genital mutilation faces in Sierra Leone, rights activists continue their moves to conscientize communities about the negative effects of female genital mutilation and its impacts on gender and development, a widely accepted norm that makes women the breadwinners of households in most communities across the country.
FGM in Sierra Leone is closely linked with the Bondo Society, and it is an initiation procedure in the Bondo Society. Sierra Leone has reported one of the highest level of FGM in the South and Western African countries in the world. And we all know how recently, well not recently, for so long, we have been crying that gender equality, women empowerment in Sierra Leone, and most importantly, recently, we were asking that we need a female president. We demanded for that. But if we, as a nation, if we want to see that dream come to reality, I think it is time we start paying attention to these traditional practices that have been established by men, because the main reason why a woman is required to be cut is because they believe her not to be promiscuous when she's cut, and she will be clean and the rest, and she will also be able to take care of her husband. So we need to pay attention to these traditional practices that constantly restrict young women and girls from reaching their full potentials.
I have said this for more than 20 years. We do not need a law that tells us that female genital mutilation is a crime, because it is a crime to cause grievous bodily harm. And in the Offences Against the People's Act, Offences Against the Persons Act 1861, a law which is over 150 years old, you can be sentenced to life imprisonment for doing the things that people do to children and to women in the course of FGM. So there is no need for law. This conversation cannot be any more about law. The Human Rights Commission, for several years, we were engaged directly with the law enforcement agencies and with the people who hold power in our society to say to them, let us use the instruments, the weapons which we already have, the tools to protect women and girls, and especially girl children, from the abuse and the of FGM.
Sierra Leone is no example, and I can say our government, under the leadership of the retired Brigadier Julius Madabiu, stand very firmly behind the women of this country. A, to promote your culture. B, also to protect women and young girls, both in terms of anything that protects them from harm. It is very clear, as has been said by a legal luminary, in terms of the offense, in terms of the GBH, or grievous bodily harm, which is a very old law in this country. But we also have other laws, including the Child Rights Act of 2007, that places a burden on anyone who takes out our girl for FGM under the age of 18. The question remains, are we really practicing that? What is it that we are doing about that? As a government, we have reiterated that that law must be upheld, and we are going to make sure that we actually work towards that. My president, our president, has echoed this. My boss, who also happened to be a woman, Madam Benuda Sama, has also echoed this. And we continue to echo this right through, wherever we speak. We have just finished the 16 days of activism, and yesterday we launched a very powerful campaign which was launched by the First Lady of this country, Madam Fatima Bio, to say hands off our girls. So I step into their shoes to say that Sierra Leone is no longer going to be where men can just take advantage of women and girls. Hands off our girls. You may want to know how we are going to do this. The first thing we said, we are saying free quality education, especially for the girl child, because we know you educate a girl, you've educated a nation. And for that girl to be educated, she must be protected. And for us to be able to protect that girl, we have to make sure that we strengthen the laws.
Those were speakers of a dialogue forum held as part of the just ended 16 days of activism against sexual and gender-based violence, and the United Nations Special Ambassador against harmful traditional practices, Waris Dirie, was a special guest. Waris is currently on a visit in the country to continue her campaign against female genital mutilation.
I went to an agency, they sent me it's a long story. We gotta bring desert flower here, for God's sake. I can't sit here all night to tell you my story. My story is 5 movies, okay? Really, I tell you. So, I started modeling, did 20 years, almost 17 years of modeling. When I reached the place I was targeting to get off the train, I was waiting for this place. When I reached it, I said, all right, I'm ready now, goodbye modeling. Because I had a plan. I did not forget the day I was lying on the ground in agony. I didn't. So, and I know I'm not alone. You said 200, then now baby. I started more than 20 years ago. Was it the same number they keep repeating? No, but nobody knows the real number. It's not 200, baby. So therefore, I wasn't alone, and I wasn't about to lay down for this, and I have the time, I have the power, and I didn't even know how dangerous and how bad and how incredible tough and ignorant I will get. I didn't know what I was facing, but I made that decision, I made that commitment, I made the promise that in my lifetime, I want to see FGM out. Not another 100 years, no. Good news, sisters, 20 years ago, Africa was, what was the percentage world exactly?
East Africa was 78% now.
78% in 20 years ago, East Africa. And now it's 7%. So sisters, we can do this. We can do this. And we will do this. Second of all, I do not understand how in the name of God still this thing exists. I don't understand. Because they have no meaning, no reason, no justice for none. Pure abuse is a pure criminal. A healthy, beautiful child, girl, you wanna do what you, for what? And I am talking to the man. I know you, that if you really, you know that mutilated woman is in the way. It brings no pleasure for you, no joy for you, and no one. You do nothing but damage and pain and hurt and hardship. It is you, I don't get it. We need to stop this.
Those are beneficiary mothers of the Desert Flower Foundation, a humanitarian agency that provides scholarship for over 1,000 girls in Sierra Leone. The mothers call Ambassador Dirie their African sister, and they expressed appreciation for her support to their children. Welcoming Waris on behalf of her colleague beneficiaries of the Save the Little Desert Flower project in Sierra Leone, Evelyn Bangura said Ambassador Dirie's visit to Sierra Leone is an indication that the children of Sierra Leone are not left out in the global village.
And on behalf of all the children in Sierra Leone, most especially those families benefiting from the Save a Little Desert Flower project, you are a child rights activist and all your activities are centered on women and children, the effects of which have reached us here in Sierra Leone. And today, up to 1,000 of us are being touched personally by the work of your hands. You cannot imagine how happy we are in Sierra Leone to receive you, your 2 sons and your entire entourage. And we strongly believe this visit will add value to the presence of Desert Flower. And it is worthy to note that education now triumphs over the practice of FGM here in Allentown. The Desert Flower has saved us from early child marriage, child trafficking and abuse, a practice that is prevalent in many parts of Sierra Leone and which have destroyed the lives of so many of our sisters. By this visit, you have indicated to us that we belong to a global family.
My name is Gamatu Kosiatu Bakura. Hey you! Waris Dirie have done so many things in my life. Waris Dirie have made me to become educated, and also you have made me not to be initiated in the FGM program in the Bondo society. Also Waris Dirie have helped me a lot. He have also helped my family, also have helped my mother a lot. I want to thank her for what he has done for us children in Sierra Leone, and also for removing that FGM program because it is not good for us without in Africa. So for that all I want to tell Waris Dirie thanks for everything that he has done for us the children
There are non-quarters of the Bondo Society in this community. They are also happy to meet Waris Dirie. As rights activists win the battle to end female genital mutilation in Sierra Leone, the mutilators, locally referred to as Sowes, present to Waris, the anti-FGM campaigner, these candidates sent to them by their parents to be initiated into the Bondo Society.
Don't be scared. Nobody's gonna touch you. Nobody will ever touch you. Okay? Don't be afraid. It's all right. It's all right. You are free. You understand free? You will be soon. Because you already are.
I have a different understanding now and a different feeling because they didn't know any better, you know. And that's what lack of education and ignorance can do to you, huh? These ladies don't know what's wrong, what's right. And when it came to FGM, it happened to them and the generation before them and great and so on. So they think they are doing good, which is opposite of complete harm, huh? And to see them stand in front of me today and say we give up, we don't do this no more, it's really it's something for me. And this day is a very special day, you know, in Africa, not in a white man's land and say, yeah, well, there's a law here, but to have this in Africa village, and to have the cutters and the religion leaders, this is it can't get any better, because we're already there, we're going, we are making that great change.
Completion. My government also believes that beyond enrollment, completion. My government also believes that beyond enrollment, completion. My government also believes that beyond enrollment, completion. My government also believes that beyond enrollment,